Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a journey that's so much more than just learning an accent. It's about building confidence and feeling like you belong in the English-speaking world. For anyone who's felt like, I can understand English, but I just can't sound like a native, or I don't have that perfect accent, this video is for you. And trust me, no matter what you've thought about your English, you're fully capable of improving. Today, we're going to explore exactly how to do that with small steps, powerful mindsets, and even some funny situations that will make it all feel natural and achievable. Begin with relatable challenges. All right, let's be real for a second. So many people feel that the accent is the most challenging part of learning English. Maybe you've watched movies or listened to native speakers and you think, I could never sound like that. I wasn't raised speaking this language. Maybe I don't have the right voice or accent for English. But here's the truth. Everyone, and I mean everyone, can develop their own unique, natural-sounding English accent. You don't have to sound exactly like a native speaker to be amazing at English. You just need to be clear, confident, and comfortable. And that's something you can achieve with a few simple but powerful techniques. So, let's break it down. Step-by-step ideas on getting comfortable with accent. First, let's talk about familiarity. This is about exposing yourself to English in ways that feel fun, not forced. Imagine you're a little kid again, learning the sounds and rhythms of your native language. This is the same process. Start by picking a few phrases you really like, maybe something you hear all the time, and practice saying them exactly like your favorite English speaker. It could be a movie line, a phrase from a show, or even a catchy sentence you love. This part is all about getting a feel for the way words sound. Remember, there's no pressure to be perfect. This is your chance to get used to the flow of English sounds in your own way. Incorporate funny real-life scenarios. And here's the fun part. Don't be afraid to put yourself in funny situations. I remember when one of my students tried saying, I can't wait for this day to be over, and ended up saying, I can't wait for this day to be cover. They laughed, I laughed, and they got it right the next time. Mistakes like these might feel embarrassing, but they're actually amazing. They show you're learning, and laughing at yourself is one of the best ways to remember the right way next time. So challenge yourself to say a funny phrase out loud, even if it's just to the mirror. Go ahead and mess up. It's part of the journey. Confidence in every word, even with a few words. You might think, I don't know that many words, so my accent won't be good. But actually, accent is all about how you say words, not how many words you know. You can sound confident with just a few basic words. Think about saying hello and thank you with warmth and clarity. These small words, when spoken with intention, can instantly give people the impression that you're comfortable in English. That's powerful. Start by mastering the basics, speaking each one with care, and you'll feel more confident with every word. Never underestimate listening. One of the biggest secrets is listening. Just listen. Find English podcasts, YouTube videos, or songs you love, and pay close attention to how the speakers sound. Notice the rhythm, the speed, and the way their voice moves up and down. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense at first. It's all about letting your mind get used to the sound. I promise after a few days you'll start catching phrases and even imitating them naturally. Think of it as your listening workout. No pressure, just enjoy the sounds, and soon, your mouth will start copying them without you even trying. How to stop doubting yourself. Let me share something that might surprise you. Everyone who learns a second language has moments of doubt. You might think, my accent will always sound wrong, or I'll never get it. But this is where you have to shift your mindset. See every single mistake as a win, a step closer to fluency. Imagine you're building a new voice for yourself in English, and each word, even the mistakes, is a brick in that foundation. So keep going even if you feel silly sometimes. You'll look back one day and thank yourself for pushing through those awkward moments. I know the journey to a natural accent can feel like a big challenge, but it's absolutely worth it. You're not just learning to speak differently, you're building a new version of yourself. Don't stop here. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep challenging yourself with phrases and sounds. Remember, you do belong in this language, and every single day, you're getting closer to sounding just the way you want. One of the biggest secrets to sounding natural in English is intonation. Intonation is the music of the language. It's the way our voice rises and falls as we speak. In English, intonation can completely change the feeling of what you're saying. Imagine you're saying, "I'm fine." But with a flat tone, it sounds serious, maybe even a little unfriendly. But if you add a little rise and fall, "I'm fine," it suddenly sounds warm and welcoming. So play around with your intonation. Imagine you're acting in a movie and add a bit of feeling. This not only improves your accent, but also makes your English feel alive. Embrace slow, controlled speech. When people feel unsure about their accent, they sometimes rush their words to get it over with, hoping no one will notice their mistakes. But rushing actually makes it harder to sound natural. Take your time with each word. Speak slowly and clearly, especially at the beginning. When you give each word the space it needs, you're showing confidence. And that's more impressive than speed. And here's a bonus. People will understand you better too. As you get comfortable, you can increase your speed naturally. But for now, think of it as training time for your accent. Visualize the words you're saying. Imagine the word in your mind as you say it. Visualization helps connect what you see in your mind to how you speak. If you're saying a word like apple, imagine a shiny red apple. For abstract words like happy, imagine yourself smiling. This mental connection helps you slow down, pronounce each syllable with care, and gives your words a natural rhythm. It might sound simple, but it's very powerful and will help your accent sound more authentic. Create a mirror practice routine. Practicing in front of a mirror is a fantastic technique. Stand in front of a mirror, choose a few sentences, and say them out loud. Watch how your mouth moves, pay attention to your expression, and imagine you're having a conversation with someone. You'll catch little details, like if your mouth is tense or if you're speaking too quickly. Plus, seeing yourself speak gives you a boost in confidence. It's like training for public speaking, but you're just talking to yourself, so there's no pressure. Don't stress over perfection. Focus on progress. A lot of people put so much pressure on themselves to have a perfect accent that they start feeling discouraged. Here's a big reminder. There is no perfect English accent. Even native speakers have different accents depending on where they're from. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Maybe today you focus on sounding a little more relaxed. Tomorrow you might work on a tricky word. Each small improvement adds up, and this approach keeps you motivated. Practice tongue twisters for clarity and fun. This one is especially fun. Try some classic tongue twisters like "She sells seashells by the seashore." Tongue twisters force you to slow down, pay attention to each syllable, and they can help you improve difficult sounds like the sh in she or the th in the. Plus, they're fun to practice. Don't worry if you mess up. Tongue twisters are hard even for native speakers. Just have fun with it, and remember, every attempt strengthens your control over English sounds. Switch between accents for flexibility. Here's a trick. Practice switching between accents. You don't need to be an expert at them. For example, in American English, people tend to speak with a bit more of a drawl, drawing out some vowel sounds, while British accents are often more clipped and precise. Switching accents makes your ear more flexible and teaches your mouth to move in different ways. Just play around with it and see which sounds come naturally to you. This flexibility can help you find your own unique English accent. Daily shadowing exercise for real-life practice. One of the most effective ways to improve your accent is by shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker, like in a video or audio clip, and repeating what they say right after them. Try to copy every detail, how they say each word, their intonation, even their pauses. This is one of the most powerful exercises because it teaches you the real-life rhythm of English. At first, it might feel challenging, but it's okay if you don't get it perfect. Shadowing helps you train your ear and mouth to speak in sync with natural English. Mindset shift. Turn doubts into motivation. Let's address a common doubt. I'm just not capable of sounding like a native speaker. If this thought has crossed your mind, you're not alone. But remember, learning an accent isn't about becoming a perfect copy of someone else. It's about finding your own voice in English. You're creating a version of English that's uniquely yours, and that's something no one else can do. Instead of thinking of yourself as incapable, start seeing each small improvement as proof that you're very capable. When you stumble, let it motivate you to keep going, because every time you try, you're getting closer to your goal. Listen to yourself through recordings. Try recording yourself speaking and then play it back. Yes, it might feel a little strange at first, but it's an eye-opener. When you listen to yourself, you can hear what others hear. Notice which words sound natural and which ones you could work on. Don't be too hard on yourself. This is just a tool to help you see where you're at and where you can improve. And remember, every recording is a step closer to your goal. You'll be amazed at how much progress you'll hear over time. Stay curious about language sounds in everyday life. Whenever you hear someone speaking English, whether it's on the radio, a TV show, or even a YouTube video, listen carefully to how they sound. Pay attention to any words or phrases that stand out. You might notice that some people have a clear melodic tone, while others have a more relaxed, casual tone. Curiosity about these little details will naturally train your ear, helping you pick up the sounds and rhythms that make up natural English. You're learning all the time, even if you're just passively listening. Practice phrasing and pausing naturally. Did you know that pausing in the right places can make your accent sound more natural? Instead of rushing from word to word, for example, in the phrase, "I'll see you tomorrow," notice how there's a tiny pause after "I'll" and "see you." This makes your speech flow naturally. Think of it like breathing. It's all about finding a rhythm that feels comfortable. Stay persistent and enjoy the process. Here's the final and maybe most important tip. Be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey. Learning an accent is not something you achieve overnight. It's a gradual, steady process that's full of exciting moments. Celebrate each small win, whether it's saying a word with the perfect tone or getting through a tricky sentence without hesitation. Keep a positive mindset, have fun, and remember, every bit of effort is bringing you closer to sounding exactly how you want to in English. Embrace mimicry. Imitate real conversation. One of the most powerful ways to improve your accent is to imitate real conversations. Listen to podcasts, TV shows, or even everyday conversations you come across in English. Choose a short clip that feels natural and listen carefully to how the speakers interact. Notice the rhythm of their speech, their tone changes, and even the way they react to each other. Now try to repeat the entire conversation just like they said it. This goes beyond shadowing individual words. Mimic the energy, the pauses, and the flow. Think of it like acting where you step into someone else's voice. Over time, you'll find your own voice developing with more natural tones and expressions. Highlight the power of pronunciation patterns. Each language has its own pronunciation patterns. In English, certain sounds are unique and can make a big difference in how natural your accent sounds. Try to focus on key patterns like the sound in think or they, which doesn't exist in many other languages. Another example is the softer sound in American English, like in car or door, which has a bit of a rolling sound. Practice these in phrases like, "I think she's there," or "My car is over there," to get used to them in real sentences. With each practice, these patterns will become second nature, and your accent will feel more polished. Use visual tools to see the sounds. A lot of people don't realize that accent work can be visual too. Try using visual aids like a mirror or an app that shows you sound waves. When you say a word, look in the mirror and see how your mouth moves. For example, notice how your lips move in the word you versus yes. The small differences can create big changes in sound. Visualizing sounds might feel unusual, but it adds a new layer of awareness. You're training your muscles as much as your mind, and these subtle adjustments can make your accent more fluid and natural. Build a collection of accent influences. Think of accents like spices. You can mix and match elements to make them your own. One way to do this is to collect accent influences from various sources. For example, maybe you like the clarity of British English, the warmth of American English, or the expressiveness of Australian English. Listen to speakers from each of these accents and find elements you like. Experiment with adding some of these traits into your own speech. You might say, "I want to sound clear like that news anchor," or "I like the calmness in that person's tone." This approach helps you find an accent that feels natural for you without forcing it to be one exact style. Explore word stress for emphasis. In English, we often emphasize different parts of a sentence to change the meaning or tone. For instance, if you say, "I really like this," with stress on really, it shows excitement. If you say, "I really like this," with stress on like, it sounds more sincere. Practicing word stress helps you sound more engaged and adds personality to your accent. Pick a few sentences, try putting stress on different words, and see how it changes the feeling. This technique doesn't just improve your accent, it brings out your voice and adds richness to your English. Use singing to warm up your voice. Here's a fun one. Sing in English. Songs make language sound natural, and singing lets you practice pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm all at once. Start with a song you love in English and sing along. Try to match the singer's tone and timing as closely as possible. Singing removes the pressure of speaking perfectly and allows you to play with sounds in a relaxed way. Plus, it's an enjoyable way to build confidence. As you improve, you'll find that your accent becomes smoother and your words will flow more easily. Try talking in different environments. Ever notice how we speak differently depending on where we are? Practicing your accent in a quiet room is great, but try stepping out of your comfort zone. Go outside where there are more sounds and distractions. You'll have to adjust your volume, clarity, and maybe even your tone to be heard clearly. Practice speaking while you walk or in a place where people are around, like a park or a cafe. This helps you learn to adapt your accent naturally without needing a perfectly quiet space. The more environments you get comfortable speaking in, the more flexible your accent becomes. Break down complex words into smaller sounds. Sometimes long words feel intimidating, especially if you're focusing on your accent. Break down complex words into smaller sounds or syllables. This technique can help you feel more in control and make tricky words easier to pronounce. With practice, longer words will start to feel like a natural part of your speech. Create character voices for fun. Here's a technique that sounds silly but is incredibly effective. Create a character voice and practice speaking like them. Imagine you're a character from a story, a TV show, or even someone you admire. Pretend you're that person and try to speak like them. Maybe you're a relaxed surfer, a wise professor, or a friendly neighbor. Play with their accent, rhythm, and tone. This lets you experiment with new sounds without feeling self-conscious, and it helps you find a style that feels fun and flexible. Plus, it brings out your creativity, making language practice feel like play. Get into podcasts for passive listening practice. Find some English podcasts on topics you love and make it a habit to listen to them as you go about your day. Whether it's about travel, culture, or even sports, listening passively helps your ear get used to natural speech. Notice the patterns, the pauses, and the emotions in the speaker's voice. Don't worry if you don't understand every word, just let it be a relaxing background sound. Over time, passive listening helps your brain absorb the flow and rhythm of English, making it easier to reproduce similar sounds when you speak. Use a language diary for daily progress. Keep a language diary where you write down words, phrases, and sounds you're practicing. Each day, write down a word or sentence you worked on, and note any improvements or challenges you faced. This helps you see how much progress you're making, and it's a great way to build confidence. Even if some days feel slow, when you look back at your diary after a month, you'll see how far you've come. It's like creating a roadmap of your accent journey, reminding you of all the progress you're achieving. Be proud of your unique accent. Remember, your accent is a reflection of your unique journey in learning English. Instead of hiding it, embrace it as part of who you are. Your accent tells a story about where you come from, the hard work you're putting in, and the progress you're making every day. So be proud of your accent. Celebrate every improvement, but don't be afraid to let your unique background shine through. When people see that you're comfortable and confident in your own voice, they'll appreciate it. And the more you love your own way of speaking, the more natural and engaging your English will sound. Confidence is the key to everything. One of the biggest barriers to mastering your accent is self-doubt. Many people feel like they'll never be able to speak perfectly, but let me tell you something. You are capable. Your accent isn't about perfection. It's about communication. Every time you speak, you're growing, and that's something to be proud of. When you speak English, your accent is simply a tool to express your thoughts and emotions. Don't get lost in the idea of perfection. Instead, focus on the message you want to share with the world. Your accent will naturally improve as you practice, and over time, you'll notice that it feels more and more comfortable. Be kind to yourself. It's a journey. It's so easy to get frustrated when you don't hear quick results. You may feel like no one understands you clearly or that you're stuck, but remember, learning a new accent is a journey, not a race. It's about progress, not perfection. Every small step is a victory. Celebrate it. Whether it's a word that used to trip you up or a sentence you can now say clearly, that's progress. Also, be kind to yourself. Treat your learning process like a muscle you're training. Some days will be better than others, and that's okay. The more you practice, the stronger your accent muscle becomes. Embrace your mistakes because every mistake is just a lesson in disguise. Each time you speak, you're adding a new layer of skill to your speech. Focus on your strengths. Play to your advantage. Everyone has unique strengths when it comes to speaking a language. Maybe you're great with sounds, or maybe you have a strong memory for patterns. Whatever your strengths are, play to them. For example, if you're naturally good at mimicking sounds, lean into that. If you remember words easily, make flashcards to reinforce your learning. You don't have to follow the same path as anyone else. You get to create your own journey. Think of your accent as something special to you. It reflects where you come from, the experiences that shape you, and the hard work you're putting in. Your accent is part of your story, and no one else can tell it like you do. Be proud of it. Don't compare your progress to others. We all know how easy it is to compare ourselves to others, especially when we see people who speak English with near-perfect accents. But remember, everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else seems to be improving faster doesn't mean you're not making incredible progress, too. If you keep comparing yourself, you'll miss out on the amazing progress you've made. Focus on your own path. Celebrate the small victories that come with each new word or sentence you learn. Your improvement might not be visible every day, but the effort you put in is building towards something big. Speak and listen over and over again. If you really want to improve your accent, here's the golden rule. You have to speak and listen as much as possible. Every moment you spend speaking or listening is a chance to improve. Don't let fear hold you back. Speak English at every opportunity. If you're at home, talk to yourself. If you're out in public, try practicing with your surroundings. Find a friend who speaks English or even practice with strangers. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. And when you listen, really listen, you're absorbing the sounds and rhythms of the language. Listening is half the battle. Whether it's a podcast, a movie, or even just conversations around you, listen deeply. This will make it easier for you to mirror the sounds and feel more comfortable when speaking. Turn your dreams into reality. Remember, your dreams of speaking with confidence, having a clear accent, and expressing yourself freely in English are all within your reach. There's no limit to what you can achieve when you believe in yourself and keep going, no matter the challenges you face. This is your journey. Take it one step at a time. Your accent isn't something you need to hide or be ashamed of. It's a beautiful part of you. So when you step into any conversation, hold your head up high, speak with confidence, and know that your voice matters. Final thought. Your voice is your superpower. In the end, the most powerful thing you can do is believe in the power of your own voice. Your accent is unique, and it's the bridge that connects you to the world. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking. But most importantly, never forget that your voice has power. You've already come so far. You've learned new techniques, practiced with passion, and stepped outside your comfort zone. Now, take all of that confidence and step into the world with pride. You've got this. And with that, I leave you with one final message. Your accent is a tool, not a barrier. You are more than capable of mastering it, one step at a time. The world is waiting to hear what you have to say. So go out and speak with confidence and pride. You are unstoppable. Keep moving forward.